Hey everyone, Human Shield 1991 back again with another edition of Pokemon This or That. This is going to be episode 6 of the series thus far, and it's kind of crazy it's already gotten that far, and there's still plenty more to go, so that's exciting. If you're new to the channel, I want you to go down and hit the subscribe button. We're at about 94 subscribers, which is just mind-blowing. We're getting so close to 100, which I honestly cannot believe, and it's just crazy. My goal, which I thought was kind of pushing it, was 65 for the end of June, and we've almost hit 30 more than that. It's just crazy. I'd love to hit 95 by the end of June, but you know, that's only 2 days, so we'll see if it happens. If not, not a big deal. I hit so many mini goals in between that I'm just very appreciative for what we have. Beyond that, if you do enjoy the video, definitely hit a thumbs up and leave comments down below, because that's a key factor for this series. For those who are new to this or don't know what Pokemon This or That is, it's simple. You're a Pokemon trainer, you're about to start your adventure, you're given the choice between two Pokemon, and you have to choose which one you will choose as your partner. Now, you can base this off a number of things. You can base it off if you're playing a Nuzlocke, for example. If you're a competitive battler, which Pokemon you prefer. If you prefer their design, if you prefer them due to their lore or from the anime, it could be any number of reasons about why you prefer it. But what I want to know in the comment section down below, who you choose, and if you want, tell me why. And then, of course, throughout the video, I'm going to read off Pokedex entries and give my choice about who I think would be best for Pokemon This or That. So yeah, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Follow me on Twitter at HumanShield1991. But I think that should just about do it. Without any further ado, let's get going into the video with the first edition of This or That for this episode. Alright, so the first match here is going to be between Snivy and Chespin, two grass-type starters. Definitely two cool Pokemon, but let's get started with Snivy. The grass snake Pokemon, obviously it's a grass type. They photosynthesize by bathing their tails in sunlight. When they're not feeling well, their tails droop. 2 feet tall, 17.86 pounds, and it evolves into Servine, which then evolves into Superior. So that's definitely a cool Pokemon. Definitely a cool Pokemon. And then, of course, there's Chespin, the spiny nut Pokemon, who's also a grass type, obviously. The quills on its head are usually soft. When it flexes them, the points become so hard and sharp they can pierce rock. 1 feet 4 inches tall, 19.84 pounds, and it evolves into Quilladin and then Chestnut. So, right away, you got to look at typing, right? At least that's one thing to look at. Snivy evolves into pure grass, while Chespin eventually becomes grass and fighting. Now, I'm not sure the breakdown about what would have more weaknesses, because fighting has a fair few that it wouldn't have normally as a grass, right? But obviously it comes with a lot of advantages being a fighting type as well. I know grass can't really do much to steel, for example, and fighting helps change that. So I don't know. That's interesting. Design-wise, Chespin's adorable, but I think I like Snivy's design more. And honestly, I'm kind of just over fighting type of starters. It's not as bad as the fire types, which we'll get into soon. But I think if push came to shove, I like Snivy's design more. I think for later evolutions, it might be more leaning towards Chespin. But I don't know. It's tough. I think from a competitive end, again, that's not my scene, so please correct me if I'm wrong. Crazy, I'm guessing you will. And I mean that as a big compliment. But I'm guessing Chespin would be better competitively, or Chestnut specifically. But still, I'm going to go with Snivy as my pick. Now from there, we're going in what I think might be the most interesting pairing in this entire episode. Sneasel versus Galarian Zigzagoon. Now I want to focus on the Galarian Zigzagoon aspect, so keep that in mind. First, let's check out Sneasel, the Sharp Claw Pokemon, Dark and Ice type. Its paws conceal sharp claws. If attacked, it suddenly extends the claws and startles its enemy. Wolverine. 2 feet 11 inches tall, 61 pounds, and eventually evolves into a Weavile. Pretty cool. Then, of course, we have Galarian Zigzagoon, who is a dark and normal type, the tiny raccoon Pokemon. Its restlessness has it constantly running around. If it sees another Pokemon, it will purposely run into them in order to start a fight. 1 feet 4 inches tall, 38 pounds. It, of course, evolves into a Galarian Lanoon, and then, of course, and this is a key thing here, it will eventually evolve into Obstagoon. It doesn't stop at Lanoon like a regular Galarian Zigzagoon would. So, for me, if this was a regular Zigzagoon, it would be a no contest. I would choose Sneasel 9 times out of 9. But, and this is a pretty big but in my opinion, Obstagoon is awesome. Now, I haven't used it a ton because I don't have Sword and Shield myself, so I can only play it a little bit. But I think it's awesome. I think it's a really cool design. I love the concept of, this taking this line and adding an evolution to it. I like the normal dark combo. Yes, it's dreadful against fighting, but that's okay. Now, Sneasel is very good, and I have a lot of fond memories of Sneasel. But for me, I'm pretty sure this isn't even that close for me. I'm going with Galarian Zigzagoon. I just have to. I think Obstagoon is that cool. I'd love to hear more about how it is competitively. But Ice and Dark is very cool. It's a great typing, at least like in terms of uniqueness. I feel like it's not the only Dark Ice typing there is. I can't think off the top of my head of another Dark Ice type. There might be, but I can't think of one. If there is, let me know in the comment section below. But yeah, I'm going to go with Galarian Zigzagoon. Cool Pokemon, cool concept, and I like its design. Now from there, we're going to go to another one that I think is a complete blowout. It's completely easy. Don't even have to think twice about it. Tepig versus Fennekin. Let's start off with Tepig. Oh, and obviously a battle of the fire starters. The fire pig Pokemon, fire type. It can definitely dodge its foes' attacks while shooting fireballs from its nose. It roasts berries before it eats them. 1 feet 8 inches tall, 21.83 pounds. Evolves into Pignite and then Emboar. Next up, we have Fennekin, the fire type, who, oh, by the way, Emboar is a firefighting. Then we have Fennekin, fox Pokemon fire type. Eating a twig fills it with energy, and its roomy ears give vent to air. Ears give vent to air hotter than 390 degrees Fahrenheit. Sheesh. 1 feet 4 inches tall, 20 pounds, evolves into Braxton, and then Delphox, which is a fire and psychic type. I said before, this is a blowout, and to me it's not even close. I'm going with Fennekin every single time. I don't hate Tepig. I've seen some people who have a lot of animosity towards it, and I understand it. I'm so over the firefighting combo. I don't like it. I don't really love fighting starters anyway, for the most part. And even if they didn't have it, it feels like so many of them. Like, you look at Torchic's evolution, right? Blaziken, it looks like a firefighting. Incineroar, who I love, it looks like a firefighting. You definitely can see the same kind of concept over and over. With Fennekin, it was completely different. It took a more, I don't know if feminine's the right word, maybe more feminine design, but more importantly, it was just different, right? Instead of being this big hulking monster, it was something that was more, a special attacker. And I just thought it was pretty cool. The fire psychic combo is cool. So yeah, for me, this isn't close at all. I'm going with Fennekin. From there, we're going to two pretty closely linked Pokemon, Pinsir and Heracross. First up, let's go with Pinsir, the stag beetle Pokemon. Bug type. If it fails to crush the victim in its pincers, it will swing it around and toss it hard. 4 feet 11 inches, 121 pounds, and there's a Mega Evolution if you're into that kind of thing. And then, of course, there's Heracross, the bug fighting type, the single horn Pokemon. Heracross loves sweet sap and will go looking through forests for it. The Pokemon uses its 2 antennae to pick up scents as it searches. There's a Mega for this as well, and it's 4 feet 11 inches, 119 pounds. I actually have no idea if Mega Heracross is good. I've never really seen much for it. Regardless, when it comes to these two, this is very close to me. I like both a lot. In fact, I always preferred these two to Scyther and Scizor. Now I'm blanking on how to pronounce it. Oh no. Regardless, I've always preferred it to the Scyther line, even though it probably wasn't as good, Pinsir specifically. But Mega Pinsir, I remember, was just completely awesome. I love the design. I thought it was really good when I played with it. I loved it. Heracross, it really, I have a lot of nostalgia for Heracross. You know, you headbutt the trees and you get one. It's an early fighting type, which I feel like you don't have that many. It was a strong bug Pokemon, which again, I feel like there's not often that many. I know for me, if I remember correctly, Heracross was key in beating Whitney's Miltank. So again, nostalgia goes a big way. Ultimately, for these two, I would love to have either one as a starter. I think Heracross would probably be more useful in the early gens. Later on, I think it might be Pinsir. Practicality-wise, Heracross is a lot less horrifying to look at than Pinsir, so that definitely helps its favor. Ultimately, this one's tough for me. This is probably the toughest of the bunch so far. I like both. I'd love to have both. I'd love to choose both. But if I had to choose one, if I'm going to take Megas into account, I'm going to go with Pinsir. But I'm going to preface that if you're not taking Megas into account, I would choose Heracross. But because of that, I'm going with Pinsir. Alright, and this brings us to the last duo, the last pair for this edition of Pokemon This or That. Two Water-type starters as Oshawott takes on Froakie. First, let's start off with Oshawott, the Sea Otter Pokemon. Obviously Water-type. It fights using the Skull Chop, I don't know how to pronounce that, on its stomach. In response to an attack, it retaliates immediately by slashing. 1 feet 8 inches tall, which almost every starter seems to be, 13 pounds, and he eventually evolves into Duat and then Samurott. Then we have Froakie, the Bubble Frog Pokemon, Water type. It secretes flexible bubbles from its chest and back. The bubbles reduce the damage it would otherwise take when attacked. 1 feet tall, 15 pounds. It eventually evolves into Frogadier and then Greninja, the Water and Dark type. Alright, so for this one, man, this is kind of a pain because I feel like sometimes with Pokemon I shy away from the most popular ones. I don't know if it's me trying to be a hipster or what it is. Charizard, I shy away from. Some of the fighting fire ones I shy away from. Now, we're looking at Greninja, and Greninja is incredibly popular. And I can see why. It's a very cool Pokemon. But I don't love it as much as everybody else does. I still think it's cool. And maybe if I watched the anime, I'd have more attachment to it. I don't know. But out of these two, when it comes to their designs, I think it's pretty close. I like that Samurott's a little different. It's not your standard 2 feet fighting, battling kind of Pokemon. I do like Froakie a lot. Oh, this is tough. I think I'm going to go with Oshawott just because I think it's more adorable. And because I want to be a little hipster about Greninja. But Greninja's great. And I'm pretty sure it's, favored for a reason, right? Competitively, I know people love it. But yeah, I'm going with Oshawott. I'm definitely going to go with Oshawott. Unpopular as that potentially could be. And there you go, guys. That is episode 6 of Pokemon This or That. All 5 battles. Let me know who you pick. I want to know in that comment section below. Do you pick Pinsir? Do you pick Heracross? Do you pick Oshawott? Or do you pick Froakie? So on and so forth. Do it for each one. And again, if you want to tell me why, I'd love to hear it. It could just be because you prefer a design. It could be for nostalgia. It could be because of the anime. It could be because you think this Pokemon would serve you better in a Nuzlocke. Whatever it is, let me know why. Other than that, let me know your thoughts on my selections. You can give me your thoughts on the Pokemon in particular. Whatever you'd like. And again, if you're new to the channel or if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. We're at 94 subs. I'd love to hit 95. Maybe 100 in the next week or two. I don't know. We'll see. I don't want to get ahead of myself. My goal was 100 for August 15th, I think we're definitely in line to pass that. My new goal is 100 by July 15th. But hey, the sooner the better, I guess. But in the end, I'm just grateful you're taking the time out to watch this. So thank you so much for your time. I do hope you enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Follow me on Twitter at HumanShield1991. That's a good way to stay up to date on everything going on with the channel. Beyond that, I do have a playlist for every single series I have in the description. The only playlist that I don't include in the description actually is channel updates because it's irregular and I don't think you care that much. But there is a playlist for that too if you want to go to the playlist section of my page. But yeah, check out those series. We have Showdown battles, we have Nuzlocke, we have a whole mess of fun. But thank you so much for checking everything out. Thank you for watching this video, and thank you for giving your opinion. Until next time, have a good one. Later, guys.